Welcome to today's bar class. This is a no equipment, but I will show you how to use a chair or a wall or a cabinet if you feel like you need something for balance. So let's get started. Rocking your feet forward and back, putting the weight in your heels, spreading your toes nice and wide, just 2 deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Do that again for me. Inhale and exhale. Placing your hands right on your hip joints. I just want you to sit back in your first little chair pose for me. Feel like you're sort of dropping your tailbone down towards the floor instead of sticking it out towards the wall or the person behind you. Feel like there's a nice tension between your knees, like you're holding a heavy brick. Really put the weight in your heels so you feel like you could sort of tap your toes. Pull your belly button in towards your spine, press your lower back towards the floor. Maybe even push your shins so that they feel like they're a little bit further back over your heels. Right there, just shift to one side. Weight in the center. Shift to the other side. Weight in the center. So shift to one side. Weight in the center. Shift the knees to the other side. 2 more just like that. Little shift. Belly button in, lower back puffed up. A little shift. 1 more little set like that. Shift to the side. Those legs should already be getting nice and warm to you. Shift to the side. All the way up, and very traditional bar knee pulls. I feel like every bar class that I took whenever I first started doing bar did knee pulls to warm up. Bring those arms a little bit higher as you start to get going. And when you feel ready, just start to open them out to the side. Good, we're gonna add on, you're gonna give me 3 little knee pulls. 3, 2, take this knee, fall to the side, and in, other side. 3, 2, pull it up, drop to the side, pull it in. 3, 2, pull, drop, pull, and 3, 2, drop, balance, in. 3, drop, balance, in. 3, hold, drop, balance, bring it down. 3, 2, hold, drop, balance. Again, just trying to get warm. Get your arms and your legs both moving enough that the blood's trying to go up into those arms as well as down into those legs. 3, 2, last one, drop. Stay right here, just lift and lower. Working into this left leg for me. Right knee is gonna be pretty straight. Lift and lower if you feel ready. Lengthen those arms out to the side. Little squeeze through the shoulder blades. 2. Hold, hold, hold. As you start to drop a little bit lower, I want you to lift the opposite leg, bringing both up, both down. Lift. So if you have that chair, one hand can be on the chair, one hand down. Or you can balance it and down. Lift, balance. Stay kind of low in that leg. Nice soft bend, and just the side leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. As high as you can keep it, little bitty pulses. 7, 6, 5, 4. Don't move. Freeze. Find your balance. Squeeze into this hip. Lengthen those arms. Now crossbody crunch. You're going to pull your elbow to your knee and reach. 7. Tuck it in. Crunch through the abs. You can tap the floor every time if you prefer. 3, 2, 1. Nice and wide. Sit low. Another chair squat. This time the knees are wider than your hips. Hands are in. Reach those hands forward. Instead of shifting side to side, you're going to hinge slightly forward and lift up. So it's all in those abs and back as you hinge just a little bit forward and then come up. Hinge a little bit forward. 1 more, you've got this. Little hinge, all the way up. Lift, knee pulls. Nice. For 4, 3, take the arms a little wider. 2, you're gonna give me 3 little knee pulls. We're gonna fall over here. 3, 2, hold, left, in and up, down. 3, 2, hold, then drop, then balance, down. 3, 2, hold first, then drop, then balance, then down. 3, hold, drop, balance. 3, 2, drop, balance. Remember, if it's ever too much with the arms and legs together, take the arms out of it, shrink the legs a little bit. Should be this side. Drop. Too much talking. 3, 2, keep it on the side. Drop and lift. So it's just this right knee. Bend and straighten. Left knee staying nice and straight. 4, you can add those arms out to the side. 3, 2, sink low. As this leg comes up, find the balance away from this leg. Lift them both, drop them both. Little breath, lift them both. Drop, lift. Remember, you can be grabbing onto something right here. Just lift one arm and down. 3, 2, come up nice and tall. Soft bend in the supporting knee. Lift and lower. Just a squeeze in the side hip. Again, just getting that warmed up. 4 right there. Squeeze, belly button in. Stand tall, check your balance. Find that highest point and little pulses. 7, 5, 3, hold, hold, hold. Don't move. Everybody balance. Squeeze it a little higher. Crossbody crunch. Elbow to knee. 7. So it can be balanced or it can tap the floor every time. Your choice. Crunch the abdominals. 2 and 1. Turn both toes out nice and wide. Big old second plie. When you drop down into that, you want to still be able to see your big toes. Pull your knees back. Don't let them collapse forward. Drop and lift. Good. Feel like you're dropping straight down. Your belly button is staying in towards your spine. 2 more. Sit low. Very similar to where we were with our chair squat. It's a little bit of shift of the weight to one side. Center. Shift the weight to the other side. Center. Shift and center. Slow, so you have time for that squeeze in the muscle. And center. 2. Switch. 1. Switch. Drop it down. Walk those feet all the way in. Good. For our calf and stretching, I want you to move a little bit more dynamic today. So shift back into a lunge. Drop the heel so you feel that calf stretch. Reach overhead. Hinge forward. Come up. Bend the back knee so it gets into that hip flexor. And step it in, other side. Drop the heel first, calf stretch. Hands overhead. Hinge forward. Lift tall. Drop the back knee, and from there, shoot off and step it in. Heel down, calf. Reach forward, stretch. Up. Drop the knee, and in. Back, heel drops low. Reach for it. Hinge. Lift. Drop that back knee. 1 more each side. Heel down. Hinge. Hip flexor. Step it in. Calf and Achilles tendon. Really stretch. Hip flexor. And in. Nice. We're gonna fold our mat up just a little bit, or your towel, or whatever it is that you're using. I just want you to give yourself sort of a little working space. Coming down on your hands and knees to start. Place those hands directly underneath your shoulders. Pull your belly button into your spine, press your lower back to the ceiling. Shoot one leg straight back. Think of no movement from the shoulder through the hip as you shoot the other leg straight back into plank. Good. Little bitty knee pull and tap. Knee pull. Knee pull. Knee pull. If at any point it's too much, straighten one knee, put them both on the floor. Straighten the other knee, both on the floor. Otherwise, knee pull. Switch sides. Knee pull. Give me 2 more sets. Lengthen. Pull. Good. Right there, I want you to cross those legs. It's a knee dip and lift. Dip and lift. If you're on your knee, you're crossing, you can lift. You can just straighten one leg and lift. So long as you're super getting into one side, tap and switch. Stack the other way. Knee tap. Knee tap. Belly button into the spine. Lots of abs and back work here. Plank is so super for your core. Remember, if you're down here, lift or put one toe on the floor and lift. 2 more wherever you are, you've got this. 1 more. Bring those knees down tabletop. Drop to your elbows for me. Walk your legs back into that plank and step wide and narrow. Switch the lead. Wide and narrow. So left, right, left. And then right, left, right. Switching the lead out, switching the lead in. If you would prefer, you can give me little jumping jack feet for 4, 3, 2 more. Walk it out, walk it in. Last set, walk it out, walk it in. This time, drop to the knees. Sit those hips all the way back into child's pose instead of tabletop nice. Good. We're gonna shift forward from plank into downward dog. We're gonna add push-ups and knee taps to it. So starting in that plank position, shoot the one foot back and then the other. Start with just a shift to downward dog, shift to plank, back to downward dog, forward to plank. 2 more. Now, if this is where you would rather stay today, stay with the shift. Don't add the push-up. Otherwise, walking those hands nice and wide so it's getting into a chest push-up today. So super wide on those elbows. Make those beautiful little L's and come up. Drop. Now on this one, I want you to drop, shift into downward dog, tap the knee with one hand, shift to plank. Push up, downward dog, tap one knee, plank. Push up, downward dog, tap one knee, back to plank. Push up, downward dog, 4 little and you're done. Drop, lift, tap, forward, drop, lift, tap, shift forward, drop, lift, tap. Last one, push up, downward dog, knee tap, bring it in, all the way back into child's pose. 1 deep inhale, and exhale. And go ahead and move that mat back out for me so it's nice and flat, or a towel, whatever you're using. Good. Go ahead and move the chair close enough to you that you're able to use it if you so choose. We're gonna go for a super wide squat. On this, I want you to really sit back. So you're gonna step nice and close to that chair. When I lift up into releve, my thighs are touching the chair and that close. So that whenever I sit back, I really have a good grip on that chair to lift and lower. So you're going for getting that body as upright and away from the chair as possible. Lift and lower. Give me 4, 3, 2. From the bottom, halfway. Lift, lift. Again, feel like you're leaning back, almost like there's a wall that your back could be sliding up and sliding down. 4, 3, 2, even smaller. Barely lift, barely lift. 6, lean back. 5, if the heels lifted does not work for your feet, just put your heels down on the floor. 4, smaller. 3, little breath. 2, hold. Take one hand off the chair. Just feel where that balance is in those legs. Switch, other hand off the chair. Don't move. One deep breath. And now pulses. It's the smallest little lift you can give me. Lean back, chin tall. Think dancer spine. 4, 3, 2. Drop one heel and the other heel. Tap. Opposite hand. Reach and reach. Reach. 2 sets. Tap the heel. Lift the hand. Hold it up. Drop one heel, the other heel. Lift. Switch sides. Left. Right. So if you could see them, one heel, other heel. Lift, lift, drop, drop, lift. Keep switching. Lift, drop. Now take one hand overhead. Drop, lift, switch, drop. One more time, each hand gets a turn. Drop, lift, switch, drop, drop. Hold and pulse. As you pulse, can you start to get a little bit lower for me? Lean back a little bit more. Pull your tailbone down to the floor. Don't stick your bottom out. 3, 2, hold, and come up. Good, shake that out. If you need teeny tiny pulls, just stretch through those quads. And switch right over, pull. And put the chair or the counter to one side of you so that only one hand is going to be able to reach that for me. Good. And you're going to stack your legs so that the leg the farthest away from the chair is in front. Leg closest to the chair is just back a couple of inches so that when you lift up and you squat, it's like this back knee is going to just tuck into the front knee and come up. Little hack squat. Bend to tap the back knee into the back of the front knee. Squat and lift. Squat and lift. For 4, slow. All the way down, all the way up. Think about going straight down between 2 panes of glass. Belly button and lower back nice and tight. One more. Hold low. Bring your outside hand up so it makes this nice little 90-degree angle from the shoulder. And lift halfway. So the arm is trying to tap the ceiling. Like that middle finger is just barely going to tap the ceiling. Legs are giving me half a lift. Half a lift. 4 like that. 3, 2. Take that hand straight forward, swing it all the way back behind you, like your palm is going to touch the wall behind you. Same half lift on the legs. This time, little bitty lift on that arm. Squeeze with the back of the arm, the triceps right back here. Press. 3, so small. 2. Turn the thumb down, pinky up, and pulse. Arms and legs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that arm back, just static squeeze through the arm. Shift the weight forward, try to lift the back toes and tap. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Super bend in this front leg. Hold the leg up, find the balance anywhere from barely off the floor to way up high. Pulse the leg back, squeeze into the back of the arm, get into that tricep. 3, 2, 1. Bring that all the way in and up. Squeeze it all, or switch your chair or turn yourself around so you can put your hand on the other side. The leg away from whatever you're holding on to is your front leg. The one closest to that hand is the back leg. Lift your heels and bend into it. So it's a hack squat. This back knee is sort of tucking into the back part of that front leg. All the way down, all the way up. Drop and lift, drop and lift. So again, think about 2 panes of glass. Feel like the top of your head the whole time is shooting straight up to the ceiling, and you're trying not to super bow forward when you go down. 2, 1, sink and hold. Take this outside arm out, make that 90-degree angle. It reaches all the way up, the legs only come halfway. Half a lift on the legs. Full tap on that arm. Reach for the ceiling, stop at the shoulder. 4, make this hand check for your balance. 2, hold, hold, hold. Remember, palm comes forward. Reach it like you're gonna tap the flat of your palm against the wall behind you. Small lift, small lift. So the legs are small and the arm is small on the second set. Little bitty. 4 right there. 3, 2, and then little pulses. Teeny tiny press. Really small. Really press back. Turn the thumb down, pinky up. 2, shift the weight forward, pick up the back toes, tap them down. Shift the weight forward, pick up those back toes. Push this hand behind you so that there's a nice static squeeze in the back of that arm without even needing to hold any weights. Just lift it high enough, straighten the elbow enough that it gets nice and tight and warm. Shift and back. 2 and back. 1 more. Hold the legs. Remember, the foot can kickstand or come up and just pulse the arm. Pinky up, thumb down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Moving that chair out of the way for your curtsy squats. You'll need a little bit of space so that you're able to shift side to side. Starting by pointing that right toe out, lengthen both arms out for me. I want you to sink back and in, back. Now this time when that foot goes back, I want the opposite arm to cross and in, cross and in. 4 right there. 3, 2, sink low, hold. Open the arm as you come halfway up and close. 7, think of your elbow being as high as or higher than your wrist. Really squeeze through those arms, just holding them up. 2, hold low, open that arm all the way out. Teeny tiny pulse in those legs. Shift your weight back just a little bit so both legs are holding you up, not just the front leg. Start to bring those arms overhead. 4, 3, 2, keep the pulse in the legs, open the arms out. 6, 4, 2, just like the warm up. Shift it out to the side. This time you can lean towards that chair if you prefer. Lift and lower. 6, 5, you'll get more squeeze in your obliques if you sort of come tall and lean towards it, but not everybody's back likes that. 1 inch. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now I want you to give me a teeny tiny burst. I want you to drop back and lift. Lift. You can pick that back leg up. You can releve, so a little curtsy passe, or you can add a little hop, a little jeté. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake that out. Right over to the other side. Pointing your left toes to the side, both arms are out. Start with just the curtsy squat, tendu side. Curtsy, add the opposite arm. Cross and open, cross and open. 4, full range of motion. 3, 2, 1 more, take one back and hold. Arm is crossed in front, half. Little bitty lift. Stay low in those legs. Remember, put the weight in the back leg also, not just the front leg. 4, 3, nice and high in that elbow. 2, little bitty pulse, lift and lift. Belly button in, remember you still have weight on that back foot. And then add the arms up overhead for 8, 6, 4, 2, open and back out, 3, 2, bring it up, a little bit of tendu to the side, lean on a chair if you want as you lift and lower, lift. You can work on keeping that torso straight so you feel more of a side crunch as you lift the leg, but listen to your lower back because like I said, that's just not appropriate for everybody's body. 2, hold it up 1 inch, drop and lift, drop and lift. Give me 4 right there. Little bitty, squeezing that hip. Good. Give me that little drop back and lift. Lift. So you can stay right here and just swing those arms and that should get your heart rate up. You can releve the feet. You can pick up the back foot. You can pick up the back foot and releve the front heel. Lift. Or you can give me little hops. 8, 7, 6, 5. Just get that breathing up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Remember, if you just do strength training and you don't add cardio in, 1, you're skipping the most important muscle, your heart. 2, you're not gonna like burn off the fat so that we can see all that muscle you've been working on. So keep that in mind. All right, side lunge. I want you to drop over on that right foot like we did in the warm-up and tap it all the way back in. No arms to start with, they're on your hips and in, drop and in. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2, sink low and hold. Good. You're gonna tap it halfway, keeping your weight way over here on it. This other foot is getting lighter and lighter. 4, teeny tiny tap in. 3, 2, hold low. It's 1 inch and drop. Let's make that 1 centimeter and drop. So small, teeny tiny. 4 right there. 3, 2, hold, hold, hold. Go ahead and lean forward. Make the nicest, straightest back you can. Reach your hands forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades into a back fly and in. squeeze. So give me that little stop at the top. Hold that squeeze. You should be working into that leg because it's a static hold. And then working into the shoulders and the upper back. Squeeze, hold, and release. Squeeze, hold. Now hold the arms up and teeny tiny, I want you to pulse the arms and the legs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and push all the way in and up. Moving to the other side. Hands on the hips, drop into that side lunge. Bring it in. Really think about this left leg being the guy that's doing all the work. Drop and in. No arms and in. Go ahead and let yourself hinge slightly forward as you drop into that single leg squat. 2 more. Drop and in. Hold. Teeny tiny, start to tap. Tap. So it's like there's just this little bitty plate on the floor. And you're gonna tap one side, tap out. Tap in, tap out. 4, 3, 2, hold, hold, hold. So slow on that lift and lower. Make it so teeny that really all you do is you squeeze and then don't squeeze. And that's it. It's not even really a lift so much as a squeeze in that hip. 3, 2, so hold the legs, static hold on the legs. They should be getting tired. Reach those hands forward. Back fly, squeeze, hold, forward, squeeze, hold, reach for the floor. Stop long enough at the top that you really get that squeeze to the shoulder blades and back. 4, 3, you've got this. 2, arms stay up, pulse the arms, pulse the legs. Like there's a little orange between your shoulder blades. You're squeezing it, squeezing them closer and closer together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Good. Little work in warrior. So some people tend to call this a T-stand. I do want you to grab something to hold on to today. Once you put your hands on it, I want you to go ahead and hinge yourself forward. Maybe even let your forehead rest on your hands. So shooting the one leg back, it's like you're trying to make a T-stand. So try to stop the hip from opening and instead shift those hips so that they're both forward and down towards the mat. Good, single leg lift, tap and lift. Now give me a nice soft bend in this supporting leg and keep it out of your lower back. Puff your lower back up and squeeze only with the back of the leg. For 4, 3, 2. Good. I want you to take that toe on the floor. Shift your weight back so now your forehead can't reach the chair. All your weight's in your heel. And same thing, lift and lower. 7, 6, so the supporting leg should be super getting it. 4, 3, 2. Shift your weight forward, bend into the knee of the supporting leg. Rest your head on your hands, really lean into that chair. Halfway and lower. 7, belly button into your spine, lower back lifted. 4 right there. 3, 2, same thing. Push slightly away, lean way back into the heel of this front foot and lift. 7, 6, this is where I wish I had a counter. 5, not a rolling chair. 4, 3, 2, shift your weight forward, lean into that chair, little pulses. 6, 5, your supporting leg should be on fire. 3, 2, Lean back and pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Little bitty stretch through that supporting leg. And release, a little bitty stretch through the other leg. And release. And switch yourself right over to the other side. So point the opposite leg back, the supporting leg, the one that was on fire from doing all the work. Lean way forward. Rest your head on your hands. Your weight is really far forward when you start. Soft bend in that supporting knee. Full lift and lower. 7. Hips are square. Squeeze with the back of the leg. It's not about getting higher. It's about just squeezing with your glutes and hamstrings, your thigh and your bottom. 3, 2. Good. Take that same move. Put your foot on the floor. Shift your weight back so your foot reaches a lot farther behind you, and now the chair's away from you. And lift. Lift. 6, 5. All the weight's in the heel. Toes are light. 4, 3, 2. Shift your weight back forward. Lean into those hands. 1 inch and lower. 7, 6, 5. So your supporting leg should feel a big old difference whenever you shift your weight from right here forward, leaning into the chair, counter, or kid, or whatever you're leaning on. And now you shift yourself way back here into your heel, barely holding on, and lift 1 inch. 7, 6, 5. Back of the leg, do you feel it? 3, 2. Lean it forward and pulse. 7, 6, 5. Belly button in, lift the lower back. 3, 2. And shift back. This is it. 7. So far, you feel like you're going to fall back on this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time, shift your hips back so that you get a flat back stretch. Shift the weight over into one leg, one hip. A little bitty lift up and over, other side, other hip. Roll that back up. Drop it back down, flat back, look to the ceiling. One more time, cat back up. And then just move that chair out of the way and come all the way down on the floor for me. Nice. Good. Seated on the floor, I just want you to grab behind your legs, drive your feet super heavy. I want you to lean back with the flattest back that you can today. So feel like your chest and your chin are lifting up towards the ceiling as you just straight back, hinge back, and up. Hold on to those legs and let them help you pull up. Now make that grab on your legs light enough that you really feel that abdominal wall being what's doing the work. Drop and in. Just a straight hinge back. Now, if you would rather, you can reach the hands out and come up. A little bitty hinge back. Never have to add on. You can take the hands behind the head and up. Drive your feet into the floor. Don't let them start to flip. Or you can reach overhead and in. Reach overhead and in. 2 more. 1 more. And grabbing on, reaching forward or behind your head, roll all the way back. Think 3, 2, 1. And now I usually tell you not to throw or to cheat to come up, but today I want you to really throw those arms and come up kind of explosively. So if it helps, take one leg back so that you really slow the back and pop yourself up. 3, 2, 1, and pop it up. Same thing here, 3, 2, Go ahead and reach overhead and swing those hands to explode up. 3, 2. And if you were reaching overhead before and you would rather go out to the side wide and scoop it up, totally fine. 1, explode up. Give me 2 more sets. 3, 2, 1, explode up. 3, 2, explode up. And then go ahead and just lengthen those legs straight out for me. Good. I want you to reach back. I want you to open to one side, center, other side, and sit up. So halfway back, open one side, open the other side, and sit up. Back, open, switch sides, and up. Back, open, switch sides. Slight bend in the knees. They're pretty far away. Your toes aren't really touching the floor. Half back. When you open, opposite leg is going to lengthen out. And in. Switch. In. All the way up. Back. Reach for it. Teeny torso twist. And in. Back. Twist. Twist. And up, do that again. Back, twist, twist. This time, take it back. Hands are right here at heart center. Teeny tiny elbow twist, elbow twist. Just leaning back where your body can work. Again, if your lower back is talking to you or it's not working, come up about an inch and do it right here. And then just kind of play with it. If you would rather, the feet can be balanced as you twist and twist. Give me 4 little sets wherever you are. 3, 2, 1 more. Put the feet down, press the hands and in. So you're making little bitty diamond hands. Little bitty press and in. Squeeze the belly button into the spine. 4, 3, 2, and 1, all the way up. Nice. Rolling yourself right over onto your side for me. We're going to do sort of a floating clamshell. So once you get onto your side, I want you to really pull your knees in close so that they're up in front of your belly button. And then lift your feet up so there's this little space between your feet and the floor. Right there. Just lift and lower. 7, 6, belly button into the spine. Knees are super close. 3, 2. We're going to add a little attitude. So, add a little attitude. Lift the foot, drop, knee down, knee up, foot lifts, and down, knee up, foot. So really think about that in the hip joint. That femur bone is turning the knee almost down. So it comes up, twist the thigh, and in. 2 more. Lift, tap, and down, lift, and down. Last one. Hold that up and just extend and in. 7, 6, 5. Still have this heel up down here, right? 3, 2, hold, little pulses. 7, 6, can you reach forward? 5, lean forward. 2, foot in, knees in, feet down. Good. Press yourself up and over, other side. Last one. Almost got it. Lift those feet as high as you can to start. And give me a little clamshell and lower. 7, 6, 5. A little bitty open and close. Belly button into your spine. Don't lean back. 2. Add that little foot up into attitude, lift, or add your attitude, that's totally fine too. Lift, open, and down. Lift, open, and down. That's number 4. You have forward just like that. You're almost there. Think about the twist really happening in the thigh bone and the hip joint. 2 more. Hip mobility. 1 more. Open that knee up. Give me those kicks forward. 8, 7, 6. Get those feet nice and high. 5, 4. Breathe through it. Reach forward if you can, so you're shifting all your weight forward and not to the back wall. Hold it out. Little big pulses. This is it. 4, 3, 2. Bring it in. Roll yourself right over onto your back. Bridge in the same pattern that we've been doing most everything today, which is going to be full, half, and pulse, and then you're there. So lift into bridge and lower down to the floor. Roll up into bridge and lower down to the floor. Roll up into bridge. Roll the hips down. Squeeze with the back of the legs and roll down. Now, if you were really super leaning back and pulling on the chair or whatever it was that you were pulling on for those leg lifts, the back of your leg should already be nice and warm for me. Take this one up and hold. Just the top half. Squeeze, drop, and squeeze. Don't jump the gun on me. Don't start pulsing yet. Slow. You have 4 of these. Squeeze with the back of those legs. Drive your heels in. Push your big toes into the floor. Make a magnetic pull between your knees so there's nice tension there. And then start those pulses high as you can go. 7, 6. Smaller and faster. Squeeze with the back of the legs. Squeeze your bottom for all you've got. 4, 3, 2. Gentle, roll it down. Don't flop. Don't fall. Nice. Roll yourself right over, face down for me. And just press yourself up and back into a child's pose position. Sit your hips back on your heels for me. Go ahead and move your knees a little bit wider than you usually would, maybe even the width of your towel or mat. Sit your hips as close to your heels as you can, and just let your torso sort of drop between those legs as you super reach those hands overhead. If it feels okay for your body, tuck your chin in towards your chest and let the crown of your head, the tip top of your head, sort of tuck in towards the mat or the floor. And right there, just think about your breathing. Super deep inhale. And exhale, let all the tension go. Nice. Walking yourself up to a tabletop position. Good. I want you to pull your belly button in towards your spine, and as I always say, kind of puff up your back towards that ceiling. Take one hand, lift it towards the ceiling, opening and stretching through your chest as much as possible before you tuck that hand under and do what we call threading the needle. So your hips can stay lifted if that's where you feel the best stretch in your shoulder, or you can start to shift that weight back. This top hand, you have a lot of options. It can reach overhead. It can reach to the ceiling. It can open towards the wall behind you, stacking your shoulders. Or you can place your palms together, stacking your hands, and push with those hands to try and stack your shoulders. Where you are, release that. Bring yourself all the way up, back into that tabletop position, and switch for me. So inhale the opposite arm up, open through the chest first. Then tuck it under into that little thread the needle position. Whatever's going to kind of pull on that arm just a little bit before you get that stretch. Or if you prefer, you can sit back a little bit more. Hand can go overhead. You can reach for the ceiling. You can open to the wall behind you. Or you can stack your hands and push with that top hand, trying to get your shoulders to stack just a little bit more. One more deep breath. Bring that back in and forward. And come all the way up onto your knees. Go ahead and tuck your toes under for me so we can get a little stretch through the toes and the arches. Once you have done that, just start to sit back, but really pay attention to where your weight is. Stretch through the Achilles tendons and the calves, and just circle your arms and up and back in little circles for me for 4, 3, 2 more. And 1. Good. Walking those hands back out, leaving those toes tucked. Just lift those hips right up into downward facing dog. Walking one foot towards the center of your mat, I want you to lift the opposite leg up into a 3-legged dog or a standing split. Good. Little bitty breath right there. And when you feel ready, tuck that foot in and bring it forward in between your hands. Or come up and walk your foot forward, whatever works for you. Good. Right there, you can place your hands on your thigh, or you can just use the strength of your abs and back to lift up and look to the ceiling stretch, and then bring it forward over that leg. One more time. Lift, look up, bring it forward, and this time, come all the way up. Good, so you're gonna come into a warrior position. You're gonna take that lunge position. Turn the back toes out slightly. Reach your hands with your shoulders forward. Then open the arms with your chest now open to that same side. Good, coming into that side angle, reaching that hand forward. You can lean on that leg if you prefer. Reach overhead. Bring it up. Reverse. Bring it back. Good. This time, take the front hand towards the pinky toe, the outside of the leg, as you open out into that little side angle, and then both hands forward towards the front leg. Turn that back foot back in so the toes are forward. Lift your hips. Straighten both knees as much as you can for a little triangle stretch. Good, and then right there in that little triangle stretch, shift yourself back forward into that lunge. Go ahead and let the back knee drop down. Both hands are now on the inside of the leg. And you're just gonna let that front knee start and drop open to the side in a little lizard stretch. And you always have the option of bringing your elbows or your chest a little bit lower towards the floor. One deep breath right there. Walking that in and up. Since your hands are on the inside of that foot by the big toe, just swing it back around into tabletop, tuck the toes, lift into downward facing dog, and switch right over to the other side for me. So the foot that was doing all the stretching, it was in front just now, move that into the center and go into 3-legged dog on the other side. Really lifting that leg up towards the ceiling. Nice little standing split. And then shift your weight forward. Tuck that knee in nice and close so that you can shift that foot forward into that lunge. Now remember, in this lunge position, you have the option of grabbing onto your leg or just hinging those arms up, stretch through the back, stretch through the hip flexor, and hinge back forward. Drive that back heel down, stretch through your calf. Do that one more time. Lift and hinge up. And bring those hands in and down. Turning that back leg out, working on some of our warrior positions. Bend into that front knee, bring both hands forward and kind of twist towards that front leg. And then open those arms out to the side, sink down nice and low. Little stretch on the inner thigh of the back leg. Circle those arms forward, little side angle stretch. Bring that back up. Reverse, so reach down the back leg. Lift the front arm to the ceiling. And up and over. This time, take the hand towards the outside of the foot, that pinky toe. Reach into that side angle, really open. And then bring both hands forward for me. Take that back foot and shift it so your toes are back forward towards the front leg. And start to straighten both knees into triangle stretch. And just breathe through that. Good, bending back into that front knee, dropping the back knee down. Bring both hands to the inside of that foot or the big toe, maybe even moving your foot a little bit to the side, and drop that knee open into lizard just a little bit. Remember, you have the option of bringing your elbows or your chest slightly forward there, and just breathe through that stretch. And then swing that all the way back around. In that tabletop position with your knees nice and wide. So when we do downward facing dog, we shift our hips back and our hips are lifted. I want you to keep your hips over your knees and just start walking your hands out into more of a puppy dog position, just meaning that it's a shorter downward facing dog. You might open your arms a little wider to the side. Whatever's going to drop you down and get a nice stretch through your armpits, as weird as that sounds, and also through your chest. And again, just one deep breath right there. And then walk that back into tabletop. Good. I want you to exhale into cat. Lean back so far that only your fingertips can reach the floor. And then bring yourself forward. I want you to start to lift one foot up as you come into cow today. So it's one-legged cow. And if you feel like you can, you might reach for it with the opposite hand. I say the opposite hand because it seems to help you to balance. Your hand and your foot that are on the floor are away from each other. You can even pull that heel a little bit towards your bottom, little hip and quad stretch. And then release that. Go into cat first, so tuck your belly button into your spine, tuck your hips under slightly, and then start to lean back towards your feet till only your fingertips touch. And then shift back forward for cow, where you drop the rib cage and look up and lift the opposite leg. If you would like, you can reach for it with that hand, lifting up into that little cow stretch, or even pulling the heel into the bottom and giving me a little bit more of a quad and hip flexor stretch. Good. Sitting all the way back on your heels for me, I want you to walk your hands slightly behind you and just kind of rock the weight backwards. So you're pushing a lot of weight into the top of the feet and the front of the ankles, and just getting a little bit of a stretch on the front part of the shins down through the top of the foot. And then shift that forward. Last one, you got this. Little half straddle. Left foot is in, right foot is out. Left arm lifts up overhead. You can reach your hand in front, behind, or across the body, wherever it works for you for that little side stretch. Look up into the crease, the top elbow, so you keep it purely side stretch for me. Good, and then we're gonna switch sides. So take that right hand, same hand as the lengthened out foot, and lean over. If you would like, you can even lift your hips up or open that arm back behind you as you press those hips forward. And then swing that all the way in and around. Turn and face towards the straight leg, and just start walking your hands out, little forward fold. One deep inhale. And then just kind of melt down towards it. And switch right over to the other side. Good, so start with that straight side stretch. Hand can go in front, arm behind in front, or across the body, wherever you are. Try to look up into the crease, that top elbow. Keep it directly on the side of the body. And just breathe. And then bring that up, leaning away from that straight leg, maybe even shifting the weight into that bent knee, maybe even opening that arm out behind you. Whatever stretch just feels good for your body at this point. You're all warmed up, so enjoy that stretch. Facing towards the leg, leaning forward over it. And release, and then bring those legs into that nice, easy seated position. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, reach them as far to the side as you can, like someone's pulling your arms all the way out to the side. A little roll through the neck. Other way. One more time. And then bring that head up. Super deep inhale. Exhale out. Give yourself a chance just to sort of fill your heart with love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness towards others and faithfulness towards Jesus Christ. You know where this is going, right? Gentleness and self-control. Thank you so much for watching today. If you liked it, give me a little thumbs up, because this was a good little bit longer than some of my other ones. And let me know in the comments if you like the more stretching or the less stretching or whatever it is. Thanks again.